Hi everybody, thanks again for tuning into my channel. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to really build in-depth, step-by-step a WordPress website using WooCommerce and Elementor for digital products. Digital products are very interesting. It can be, a picture, a video, a PDF, a zip file of whatever contents you would like. And I would just want to take this chance to ask everybody to please like and subscribe to my videos. It really helps the YouTube algorithm place my videos and really encourages me to create some nice content for everybody on YouTube. So, please leave your comments as well, and I will definitely answer any questions or even have open discussions about perhaps topics in the industry and suggestions for future videos. So please enjoy, and I will see you in the comments. So let's get started with this tutorial. Here we can see we're on our main homepage for WordPress. And in my other tabs, I have Elementor, which is going to be our page builder, and I will be using the free version as I did in my other videos. We will also be using WP Astra, which makes beautiful templates that we can use both free and premium, but we will be sticking to the free version. And we will be using ChatGPT in order to ask very specific prompts to help us build our text needed for our website. So let's go back to our dashboard. And first things first, we're gonna go and open up our site in a new tab. And we can see that right now, this is what our website looks like. It's the basic theme that comes with a fresh installation. So let's go back to our dashboard here. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to go down to plugins. And first things first, we're going to need to install our Astra theme. So let's click Add New. And over here, we're going to search for Astra. And we want this second one over here, the starter templates. Install now. Give it a moment. Now that it's installed, we can click on Activate. And it brings us to our plugin page, and we can see it on top. It says that our plugin is now activated. So here we can click on See Library of our starter template. Okay, we can skip the screen and click on Build Your Website Now. Select Page Builder, we will select Elementor. And from here, we can go through our categories. I'm going to click on eCommerce. Since we are doing an e-commerce website with digital downloads this time, we can let this load. It'll take a second. And the theme that I will be using, if we scroll down, is going to be this one. It's called the Bookstore. When we click it, we can see that this is the free theme that we can also find on our Astra themed website over here. And this is going to be our base template needed in order to build our digital product e-commerce store. So on the left hand side here, I'm going to skip all of this, skip and continue. I'm going to click on continue. Okay, so this I always skip. Install the theme, import customizer settings, that's good. Import widgets. required plugins, import content, which is good. Share non-sensitive data. I always end up unselecting this. Submit and build my website. Let's click over here. Takes a few seconds. This is similar to my other tutorial. Same steps, really. It's just a matter of selecting a different theme. Okay, excellent. So now that our website is built, we can click on View Your Website, which will open a new tab. And here you have it. This is our Astra template that has gotten installed on our website. Of course, it's filled with dummy information that I'm going to show you how to change step by step. So let's see our tabs here. So this is our old site. If we click refresh, we can see now that we have our website beautifully uploaded, the template at least. So let's go ahead and close this tab. We can close our Elementor tab and this tab. We will leave this open. This we will close. Okay. We can exit to our dashboard. So this is our main dashboard. We can clean it up a bit. We can close this. We can dismiss this. This is our main dashboard. For now, we do not have to worry about any of the elements here. This page is also customizable to help you view certain aspects of your website and how it's running. If we go on our left, and I will zoom in a little bit, I want to show you how we can see we now have an Astra button over here, which will bring us to our Astra settings for our website. Let's go back to dashboard. We can also see that WooCommerce got installed, which came automatically with the theme installation, since we are going to be using WooCommerce for our payments. We now have a product button on the left, which brings us to our products for our website, which we will all modify to our personal items. And there's some other things like analytics, marketing. We can see now that Elementor was installed, and that came with the theme as well. We have WP Forms, which is a really powerful plugin, and for the free version, at least, you're able to do quite a bit. WP Forms is what is going to be used in order to perhaps collect email addresses, to send out newsletters. If we go on the left here to plugins, we can see that these are plugins that either came with the theme or came with WordPress originally. So we have an anti-spam protection. We can keep this. We can see now that Elementor got installed. Hello Dolly is just a kind of a tradition to have installed on our page. Doesn't really do too much. We have starter templates from Astra. We have a WooCommerce variation swatch that got installed. We have a WooCommerce installed and WP Form Lite, which got installed. So for now, it seems that we have everything installed and ready to go and start editing our website. So let's go back to our dashboard. Now that we're on our dashboard, let's go ahead and open up our blog, our website in a new page, And we're going to go through the steps from changing our website into our e-commerce digital product website from start to finish. Let's start from the top, and right away I want to change this logo. So we're going to click here on Customize. This opens up our customizer settings for our website. And we're able to hover over certain elements. And when we see a little pencil that pops up, we're able to click this to specifically edit this element. As you can see for the header, all these elements are editable. However, in the middle, we cannot edit it from the customizer. We're going to have to go into Elementor, which we will do afterwards. So for starters, let's go ahead and change this element because I want to change the logo. So I'm going to click on edit this element. And here on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on change logo. And from here, we're able to drop files or select files. I have already created a logo using Canva, which I have also created a video on how to do that. And I will add a link to the description, and I'm going to show you exactly how I created a logo in Canva. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and find my logo that I created. And I'm going to click on this one since I created two versions. And I'm going to, here is my logo. I'm going to just simply drag it into here and upload. Now that it's uploaded, I'm going to click on select. I'm going to skip cropping, or perhaps I can crop it something like this. Let's try this out. Crop image. And there you have our logo on the header section. However, we can see that the background color is not pure white, which I want to change, which I will get to eventually, but for now, this is our new logo. I'm going to click on publish. Okay, I'm going to go back here into the settings because I want to change this background to pure white. I'm going to go back again. And here I'm going to click on global colors, global palette. So here we have on the bottom all of our accent colors for buttons and titles and subtitles and whatnot. If we go down to site background, and over here I can click on this little button, which opens up our color wheel or color graph, however you would like to call it. And here I can find a pure white by, for example, doing our hex value. And for white, it is simply, so our hex value is always six numbers. We're going to do pure white, which is F, 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 F. So now our background is pure white, as we can see. And we can see that our logo now is blending in correctly with the background as we wanted. So I'm going to click on publish. And we can see now that our background color is now white and that our logo corresponds correctly to the background color. Perfect. So in this tutorial, we're going to be selling digital art, and I need to change this word from books for our menu into art, let's just say. So let's click on this edit element button over here. And on the left-hand side, we can see we're now customizing the primary menu. I want to configure the menu here. Primary menu, I'm going to click on edit menu over here. And we can see that our primary menu, we have home, books, about author, blog, contact. This books, we need to change this navigation label from books, and let's change this to art. And we can see that our menu on top has changed from books to art. So home will be our home page, art will be our page where we can see all of our digital art for sale. About author, let's change that to about artist, because I'm an artist in the end. About artist. Blog, we can have a blog about digital art, about the industry, and I will show you how to do that afterwards. And contact will be our contact page for our visitors to send us a message. So my menu on top is looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. And there's one other thing I need to change about these pages. We changed the label, but I'm going to go back to our dashboard. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on pages. And as you can see, we still have the pages called books and about author. So I'm going to go ahead and click on quick edit. Instead of about author, let's change this to about artist. About artist. Update. And for books, I'm going to click on quick edit and change books to art. And we can change the slug to art as well. Click on update. And now if I open up our website in a new tab, we can clearly see that our menu on top has now been updated correctly, as well as our logo. So let's close this tab. And we are finished with customizing the header, for now at least. So we can close this tab as well. And we can go back to our dashboard. So let's go ahead and start customizing our page. Let's click on my blog and open up our website in a new tab. Now we want to start really customizing the elements of the page, which I said earlier needs to be done with Elementor. So let's click up on top here, edit with Elementor. And this brings us to our Elementor page builder page. We can close this. We can close this. This navigator element on the right allows us to view each section and jump to a specific section. For now, I'm going to close this. And if we wanted to open it again, we just need to go here on the bottom and there's a navigator button to click and it can open up again. For now, I'm going to close it. So let's go ahead and start editing this page to make it look more like my digital product website as a digital artist. So for starters, I want to change this image into one of my products. I'm going to click on this edit button here. Every time you hover over an element and there is a little pencil icon that pops up, you can click in order to edit. So I can edit this element, which is an image. I can edit this element, which is a heading. I can edit this element, which is a button, and we will go through all those steps. For now, I want to edit this image. So I'm going to click on edit image. On the left-hand side here, I have all the settings for the image and I want to change. So I'm going to click on choose image. and we're going to need to insert media. So this is my library. I'm going to click on upload files, and I'm going to go into my Explorer over here, and I had already selected a bunch of images that I'm going to do a batch upload now, since I will be using them later. So let's go ahead and select all of these images. Okay, and I'm going to simply drag and drop. And since I'm here, I'm going to go into another quick folder and upload this image as well, which I will be using eventually. So we can see that our images are uploading rather, and we're done here. So we want to choose an image for our main page, and I'm going to go ahead and select this image, or this image. Let's select this image. I'm going to do select, and we can see that our image uploaded. However, it is rather large, and I want to reduce the size. So on the left here, we see all the settings. Image size full. I'm going to leave this as full because this will allow the maximum resolution to be displayed. This doesn't necessarily change the size of the image. It can, but if I were to select something smaller, it'll alter the quality of the image. So instead of that, the workaround is I keep it as full. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into the style tab of the settings for the image. And over here, I can play around with the max width, for example, of the image. So I can start playing with this slider, as you can see, and from there I can change the size of the image. So let's go for something like this. Perfect. And I want to change this text. I want to give a title to my website, and I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me out. So let's open up ChatGPT in our other tab. And I'm going to give it a prompt. I'm going to say, provide me with a short website title for my digital art e-commerce website. Let's click enter and see what it gives me. Art Haven, unleashing digital creativity, not bad. We can regenerate to get another answer. Give this a moment. Sometimes takes a moment. Art Canvas, unleashing digital masterpieces. Let's go back over here and we can click on this button, edit the heading. Instead of the Sons of Empire, we can call it, or we can just say unleashing digital masterpieces. So let's go ahead and do Control-C for copy. Back to our Elementor page, and let's highlight all of this and do Control-V for paste. Unleashing digital masterpieces, we can see that it now popped on 3 lines instead of 2. And let's try and change unleashing for a shorter word. Instead of unleashing digital masterpieces, let's just say my digital masterpieces. I like that. And instead of the word new release, let's click this and let's change this to art for the digital world. My digital masterpieces. Very nice. Here we're going to need to change this text.
So we can click on Edit Text Editor. And this is just some dummy placement text that was automatically uploaded with our theme. I want to go ahead and change this. And once again, we will be using ChatGPT. So let's go over here and let's enter a new prompt. Let's say, write me a short description or a short description for my website that has a title of my digital, sorry, what was the title? My digital masterpieces. My digital masterpieces. Okay, comma, for my e-commerce website. Hit enter. Let's see what it's going to give me. As this is loading, I'm going to show you very quickly in another tab. This is a website that I use to find most of my high quality images that I can use for free on any of my number of websites. You can search for anything such as digital art. And this is a bunch of free images that you're able to pull from this website, and you're able to download it in different sizes. And you can for sure see a few, like for example, this image that I found. I've used this over the years and it is truly an amazing website. So this is unsplash.com. So let's go back to ChatGPT. Okay, so as we can see, this is really creating, I'm going to click on stop generating. This is creating, oops, I'm sorry. This created a huge prompt, which I clearly do not need all this text. So let's zoom in a bit and find some text that we can replace here. So we're looking for really about 1 or 2 sentences at most. So let's click on discover a captivating collection of exquisite digital artworks created by talented artists from around the world. Let's copy this. Let's go back to our Elementor. Let's select all this text and click on Control V for paste. And instead of created by talented artists from around the world, let's change this text. Created by myself for users or for visitors to collect and enjoy. Keep it simple like that. So this is done for this section, art for the digital world, my digital masterpieces. Here we have a button. We have 2 buttons actually. So if I click on edit button, we can see that right now there is no link to this button. Eventually we will have to edit this button in order to bring us to the product page for this digital art that I will be selling. For now, we can keep it like so. And read sample, likewise, when we click on edit button, this does not bring us to any link, as you can see on the left. And eventually we will put a link to a blog post that'll summarize perhaps this piece of art. So for now, this section is looking good. I always have a habit of clicking on update, which will save the changes as I go on section by section, so that in case there is a perhaps catastrophic error, a power failure, an internet disconnection, I do not want to lose my work. So I'm going to go ahead and click on update. Okay, and if we go back on the dashboard tab, and I'm going to open up our website in a new tab once again. we can see that this is what our website is looking like so far. It's looking pretty good. We have our logo, our menu on top, excuse me, and our first section is complete over here. So let's continue on and start editing the next section. Okay, so let's edit this section, which is going to be a short description of myself as the digital artist. For here, we're going to go back to our Elementor tab, and we're done with this for now. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to start editing this section. So let's change this image by clicking on this, by hovering over and clicking on edit image. On the left hand side, choose image. And I'm going to select this image, which I have uploaded earlier. Feel free to choose any image that you want of yourself. And I'm going to click on select. And this is looking pretty good. I'm going to use this to represent myself. This section here, biography, we can leave. But if you wanted to edit, you can click edit heading. And we can just write, let's write about me instead. Perfect. Let's click on this text over here, edit heading. And instead of John Roberts, we can write Sam Johnson, which is not my real name, but just as an example. And once again, we have a bunch of dummy text over here that we're going to want to change. And for this, we're going to use ChatGPT. Let's go back to ChatGPT in the other tab. And let's write over here, write me a short about me section. My name is Sam Johnson, and I am a digital artist, and this is my website where you can find my digital art for sale. Now let's click enter and let's give this a moment. Give this a moment to load. Okay, perfect. So now we can see that ChatGPT is formulating a response. Feel free to hit on stop generating at any point. So we can let this continue for a bit. And I think we're going to be good here. So let this finish this paragraph. Okay, and that's enough. Welcome to my digital art world. I'm Sam Johnson, passionate digital artist, and thrilled to share my creations with deep love for blending technology. I like this section for now. Let's click on this, right click, copy, go back to Elementor tab. And let's select all of this, hit on delete, and Control V for paste. Okay, not bad. And let's add another little section of maybe 1 or 2 sentences. Let's go back to ChatGPT. And I like this sentence. Let's click on Control C for copy, go back to Elementor. Let's skip a line and do Control V. Okay. And there's an extra space here. That's because I jumped a line. So let's click here on the left and do backspace. And I'm going to click delete. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I'm Sam Johnson, passionate digital artist. Okay, likewise, this button, when we click on edit, there's no link. Eventually, we will set it up so that it goes to our About Artist page. For now, it's going to be left blank. Very nice. This section here is for us to upload perhaps different awards or recognitions that we've gotten from other areas of other industries and sections and such. Feel free to either completely delete these elements or edit these elements. So this is called an image box. These are all image boxes, which includes an image as well as a title and a piece of text. But how about we change these using ChatGPT? So let's open up ChatGPT in another tab as we have. And I'm going to want 4 different awards and a short text to go with. So let's go to ChatGPT and I'm going to give it a prompt saying, write me 4 award titles for my digital art. Let's start simple like that. Give this a moment to load. So these are 4 different awards. I like these titles. So let's copy one by one. We have Pixel Perfection Award. We're going to do copy. Go back to Elementor. And here we're already in the edit. And let's do paste. And let's add a year. Why not? 2022. Go back to ChatGPT. Copy. Back to Elementor. Let's edit this one. Paste. Copy. Paste. Let's add a year. Copy. Let's go back here. Click over here. Paste. Perfect. Now we want a little sentence, and I can simply go back to ChatGPT and say, write me a 1 sentence for each of the above titles. Give this a second to think and populate. And we're going to be using these sentences on our Elementor site, Elementor editing page. Sometimes it takes a few moments depending on the usage of the ChatGPT servers. We can see that these sentences are maybe a little bit long for our page, and that's okay. We're going to select certain text from it, and we were going to make it work. Okay, so Pixel Perfection Award. So I'm going to click on stop generating, or it should stop at this point. Okay, so let's see. Exceptional attention to detail, precision, and mastery of digital art techniques. Let's try this. Control C, copy, go back to Elementor. Let's click here and let's try this. Control V for paste. Okay, let's make this a capital. Perfect. Digital Renaissance Award. We can do artistic principles with cutting-edge digital tools to create breathtaking and timeless masterpieces. Control C, copy, go back to Elementor, click over here, highlight all of this, Control V to paste. Let's change this for capital A. Now we're on 3 lines. I would like to keep it 2 lines. So artistic principles, cutting-edge digital tools to create breathtaking. Let's just remove timeless just for the sake of this website. Perfect. Techno art innovator. Explores new frontiers digital art realm, pushing boundaries, redefining what is possible. Control C, copy, go back to Elementor. Let's click over here, highlight all this, Control V, Change this for a capital E. We're on 3 lines again. Explore new frontiers in digital art realm, pushing boundaries. So let's say pushing and redefining boundaries. Perfect. Let's go to our last one, the Virtual Visionary Award. And let's click here to transport viewers to alternate realities through immersive and imaginative digital artworks. Control C, copy, go back to Elementor, click over here, highlight all of this, Control V, paste, change this to a capital T. We're on 3 lines. Transport viewers to alternate realities through their immersive. Let's just do immersive digital artworks. Beautiful. So now we have our images, our awards. Feel free to change these images at any time. In a similar fashion, we can click on the edit image box and choose image. And from here, we can change perhaps a logo for another award that you have previously won instead of using the dummy ones that were provided. So we're going to go ahead and click on update. And we can see if we go back to our website in the other tab and we hit on refresh, we now have this section that has been completely edited to our liking. So this is our website so far, Sam Art Digital Artist. We have our menu. We have the landing section over here, my digital masterpieces, and an about me section for myself with some awards that I have won. And soon we're going to continue and start editing this section over here. So let's go ahead and start editing this section over here, where we are displaying a few of our digital products, which we will edit since we are not selling these books. So let's go to our Elementor tab. And let's start editing this section. I want to make note that you do not see the products over here. And this is because when you click on this edit element, it's a shortcode. This shortcode on the left is a code that is unique to WooCommerce, which allows you to customize how you want this section of products to be displayed. If we read it very quickly, we can see that I have a limit of 4 products in 4 columns, ordered by an ID number, descending, and visible. So this shortcode, if we go back to our other tab, results in viewing our website having these 4 products. Now, what is a shortcode? If we go to another tab I have already opened, these are the shortcodes included in WooCommerce. I will add this link to the description as well. And here you can go ahead and watch a video and read a little bit about how editing a certain shortcode will allow you to display certain elements of WooCommerce on your website. For example, here we have products. And if you would like to display some products on your website, as we do here, and as explained in the shortcode, we can see similarities of this shortcode, products with limit, columns, and order. In the WooCommerce documentation, we can see that we have the products, limit, columns, order by. We can order by date, we can order by popularity or rating. There's a lot of different customizations that we can do. And I recommend for you to read this documentation, which again I will include. And you can really customize the way that your website will display certain products. So let's go back to Elementor. And here, instead of best-selling books, let's click on this edit heading. I'm gonna write best-selling art. And this text over here, let's click on edit, and I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. And I already put a prompt for write me a subheading for best-selling art, discover our crowning achievements, best-selling artworks that captivate and inspire. Let's do Control C, go back to Elementor. Let's highlight all of this and do Control V for paste. Best-selling artworks, let's change this best-selling digital artworks that captivate and inspire. Okay, not too bad. And once again, we have a button over here that I'm going to click and hover edit button. Instead of shop all books, on the left-hand side here, I can do shop all art. And once again, there's no link to the button because eventually we will be linking it to our shop page, which shows all of our products, and we will do all the buttons later together. So I'm going to go ahead and click on update. And let's go back to our website in another page and click on refresh. Here we can see our section worked, best-selling art, discover our crowning achievements, shop all art, along with our products, which we will need to edit. And I'm going to show you how to do that afterwards. So far, our website is looking pretty good. Okay. Here we have a section. We can go back to Elementor. And this section, okay, so once again, this is a button, an icon, sorry. This icon, we can put a link to a YouTube video. We can upload our own video. We can put no video. How to edit this background? We have to click here on edit section. On the left-hand side, we have style. And we can see that the background over here, we have an image for the background, which we can change. We can put a color. We can also put a video as a background. And really it's up to you how you want to, perhaps you have an example of you performing an artistic rendition. Perhaps you have a video of you using one of your products. There's many different options as to what to use as a video over here. Because maybe you do have a YouTube channel, and as we scroll down, we can see that we can upload different videos over here. Perhaps you have audiobooks as well. And everything is editable. Okay, for example, if we wanted to change the background of this YouTube video section over here, we can click on edit icon, and I believe we go to advanced and background, and over here you'll find the image, where once again you can select any other image. Perhaps it's a thumbnail from a YouTube video. And if we scroll down, we have this section, but let's change this to latest blog posts, since we will be creating a blog, and I will be showing you later how to create blog entries and how to have them appear over here. And let's change this dummy text by clicking on edit text editor. And in ChatGPT, I had already given it a prompt. Oh, I did not. I started writing a prompt. Write me a subheading for my latest blog post from a digital art website. Let's hit enter. Give it a moment to load. And And in place of the dummy text, we will be putting, wow, it's really slow today. That's my apologies there. Then again, it's, you know, OpenAI and their servers are being overrun. All right, here we are. So here's the prompt that was given, and here's the answer. Stay connected and inspired. Dive into the latest insight, inspiration, stories in my digital art blog. I like that. Control C for copy. Go back to Elementor. Select all of this and do Control V for paste. Okay, I do not like the way it looks since it's on 2 lines, but really a short line. So I want to add a little bit more text over here. Dive into the latest insights for your story, my digital art blog. Come and discover my readings. Come and discover my newest topics of discussion. I don't know. Feel free to write whatever you would like. Latest blog post over here. And this section, I am going to come back once we create our blog posts. I will come back and edit all of this for you. Right now we can, this is another button. Instead of listen now, we can write read now. Okay. And instead of this play icon, we can go to this button, icon library, and I can click that. And these are different icon libraries that came installed with either the theme or Elementor as a default. You can upload new icons if you have your own, but let's search for perhaps a book. And this icon looks good to me. Book open, it's called. We can click on book open, insert. And now the button looks like this, read now. This will be our blog posts that I will show later. And another trick I'm going to show you right now in Elementor, instead of individually having to go in and edit this one to make it look like this read now button. Oh, my bad, right click on duplicate. Please ignore that section. And we can take this and drag it here. Right click, delete. Right click, paste. Right click, delete. Right click, paste. Right click, delete. So now we can see we have the same buttons, and these will be our latest blog posts. That looks pretty good. Let's scroll down, and this element is not editable in Elementor. That will have to be done using the customizer, which we'll do later. That's because this is actually part of the footer, or it may be called the before footer section, where we will also have to go back and edit all of this. So for now, this page looks like it's edited to my liking. And I will do one final click on update. Okay, I am going to close this tab. This tab I can keep open. These I will keep open. This tab I will close. So now we are back at our dashboard. And if I open up our website in a new tab, this is what it's looking like right now. We have Sam Hart, digital artist. We have our menu on top. My landing page with buttons that will need to be updated. About me section, again with more buttons needing to be updated. We have our awards. My best-selling art with products that will need to be updated. with the button, a YouTube video section for you to put a video of your channel, some videos, our latest blog posts, where here I will need to edit, and the before footer and the footer section. So let's go ahead and edit these footer sections to complete the home page. So I'm going to go up to the menu on the top and click on Customize. Okay. And we're going to scroll all the way down to the footer. And as you can see right now, I can hover over these elements. And I'm going to go ahead and start editing the footer. In the footer, we have the sections for another menu. We have another logo placement that we'll need to change, and links to our socials. So let's go ahead and edit this section, be the first to know. Over here, we can put a form entry so that our visitors can perhaps leave their email addresses. So let's go ahead and edit that. I'm going to click here on click to edit this element. And now we are in the footer editor, as we can see. So these are all of our footer elements. And we're going to start with this text over here, be the first to know. Instead of this dummy text, let's go ahead and change this to sign up today to stay in the loop with my digital art. Okay, very nice. We want to put a newsletter sign up underneath. So what we're going to do here, I believe this widget is currently not working. That's not a problem. So I'm going to click over here on add block. I'm going to search WP forms. Okay, I'm going to click on the first one over here. WP forms, and we need to select a form. So how do we know which form to select? I'm going to go back to my dashboard very quickly. On the left hand side, I'm going to go down to WP forms. And here we see we have two types of newsletter sign up forms. One where it's a simple contact form, one's a newsletter sign up form, but we can click them to see how they look like. So let's click on this very quickly. So this is what the newsletter sign up form looks like. It's a very simple email address entry with a subscribe. If I go back and I click on simple contact form, we can see that this one has a little bit more information, and we're going to save this for our contact page. So let's go back. We know we want newsletter sign up form. So let's go back to our customizer tab. And here I'm going to select simple contact form. And now you can see that at the bottom of our page, we have be the first to know. Oh, I'm sorry, I chose the wrong form. We want newsletter sign up form. Perfect. Be the first to know with a very simple enter your email address and a subscribe button. That's perfect. Let's keep scrolling down. We can see that we have the logo, which we're going to change. We're going to click on edit this element. And edit this. Okay, so HTML2, this is what we need to change. Okay, so the logo was kind of hidden over here, as we can see. Okay, so this is our logo that we want to change. I can do edit. I can do a replace image. And I'm going to upload a file from my folder that you will not see. Perhaps you will see. Okay, I'm going to upload a dark version of my logo this time. I'm going to click on replace. And we can see it's way too big, as well as the color is off. That's no problem. So I'm going to go back here on the left and downsize this just a little bit. For now, let's leave it like this. I also want to change the background of this whole footer over here. So I'm going to click on this, edit this button, primary footer. I'm going to go to design and background. I'm going to click here. And I need to go all the way to black, which I believe is 000 000. Perfect. And we can see how our logo now is blending well with the background. In fact, I'm going to make this logo a little bit bigger. Now it looks more appropriate to do so. Perfect. So this is our footer right now. If we had our social buttons we can edit this over here, and we can select and unselect which ones we would like to see. Let's say we do not have a Twitter. I can choose to hide this icon. And for Instagram, as an example, I can click on the button and I can put our URL to go towards our Instagram page. We can edit the icon. We can add social icons. Okay, there's a whole list of them. LinkedIn. And we can see that it starts to populate our icons over here. So let's leave it like this. And we can scroll down here. This is our, I guess, the most bottom part of our website. And we can see if we click on this element, it's also using shortcode. So current year is 2023. As the years go on, it's just going to show the current year. You can also change this completely and put your own text. Site title is my blog. I'm going to show you how to change that. Powered by my blog. I'm also going to show you how to, so we need to change the site title. We can change the background here to black similarly, or we can leave it gray. If you wanted to change to black, you would click on edit, go to design. This is the below footer section. And from here, you can click this, scroll down, you can choose whichever color you would like, or you can go ahead and punch in a hex number. If we wanted black, it would be 0000000. But I actually liked this dark blue over here. Why not? So we'll leave it like this. I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. And to change the site titles over here, I'm going to go up on the left, go back. Now we're on the main customizer page with the settings. I'm going to scroll down to site identity, site title and logo settings, where we changed our logo. And if we scroll down to this section of site title, instead of my blog, I'm going to change this to Sam Art. And we can see how now at the bottom of the below footer section, we have our SAM art that appeared as our site title. I'm going to go ahead and click on publish. I'm going to close this customizer and hit refresh. And here is our website homepage. So far, everything is looking great. We're going to keep scrolling down. Okay, we're going to work on our product soon, as well as our blog posts. Here we have our WP Forms newsletter sign up form, as well as our footer with our site titles correct. And yes, let's head on to the next section. So now we're going to go ahead and really start putting in our digital products. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's close this tab for now. Let's go back to our main dashboard. And on the left-hand side, there is a tab called Products. I'm going to click on it. And here we have the preloaded products, dummy products, if you wish, that came from our Astra theme. And I'm going to be using this page to be going in and editing one by one our elements here in order to match my digital art product line. So for this first one, I'm going to click on Edit. And this is the product page for this book that came with the dummy theme. First things first, I'm going to go to the left-hand side here. I'm going to click the product image. And I'm going to select one of my arts over here. Let's select this one. I'm going to click on Set Product Image. And I'm going to change the title of this product. Let's call this Marble Man. We will need to put a product description. I'm going to go into ChatGPT and write a prompt. Write me a product description for my digital art called Marble Man. And I can even give another prompt to be more specific and say for a WooCommerce product setting. Let's see what happens here. I believe it's going to figure out perhaps an optimal length of text to put for the WooCommerce settings. And while this loads, I'm going to go back to my edit product page over here. So we're going to have a product description to change. We're also going to have a short description here, and I'm going to explain to you the differences in a moment. So let's go back to ChatGPT. And here is a product description. It looks pretty long enough. I'm going to do stop generating. And I'm going to copy this chunk of text over here. I'm going to click on copy. And go back to our product, select all the dummy text and do Control V for paste. Perfect. We're going to go to our product short description here, and I'm going to put maybe a 1 or 2 sentence. And I'm just going to take this one for an example. Go back to the product page, highlight all of this and paste. Let's go back to the top. So this is the very, very important part of this tutorial where we are selling a digital product where the customer can download a file
It is not a physical product. There is no shipping. So we need to be very careful and select this virtual product. So virtual products are intangible and are not shipped. So we're going to click this. And we are going to click this file saying downloadable products give access to a file upon purchase. I'm going to click this as well. Basically, you're able to upload perhaps a higher quality image of your art. Perhaps you're able to download a download link from another website. That is totally up to you. I mean, a customer can download an audio file, a PDF, an image, a video, any type of file really, a zip file. So we need to be sure that it's virtual and downloadable. Here we can set a regular price of, let's say, I don't know, $50. Okay, and this is the important section as well, the downloadable file. I'm going to click on add file. File name, I can write, up to you, marbleman _ HD for high definition. Now I can put a URL to a file, perhaps it's stored in a server somewhere, or I can simply do choose file. And I can upload files from here, from my computer. It can be a zip, it can be whatever you like. In this specific case, I'm going to simply add this image as my downloadable file. Insert file URL. Now that we got to this page, I put a custom URL over here, but this will be filled out with whatever file you have uploaded. So what's missing now on the right hand side, we have product categories. I created a category by clicking add new category and I called it human. So I'm going to unselect the default fantasy category and select human for a human category of art. And product tags, I'm going to remove these default ones and add one called human. Face. That'll be enough over here. And I am going to click on update and go back to our products. And we can see now that we have our Marble Man. If I click on view, this will open up a new page. And we can see that our product is up for sale. This will be the short description that was edited in the product edit page, as well as the long description over here. So if I click on back and I click back on Marble Man over here, this is the description, product description. And if we go down, we have the short description as well. So I'm going to go back to products and I'm going to do the same for the rest of the products over here. So just as another example, I'm going to click on the throne mirror. I want to change this, and right away I'm going to create a new category and call it poster. Click on add new category and I'm going to unselect fantasy. So I'm going to go ahead and run the similar practice as I did before using ChatGPT, and I'm going to edit the image, and I will be back in a short bit to show you the finished product. Okay, so now we're back to our page. I completed the edits So this product, we called it Palm Bliss. I took some product description from ChatGPT, as we did earlier, changed the product image, as well as added it to the poster category. I changed the product tags to nature and poster, as well as the product short description. So I'm going to scroll back up, click on update. Okay, I'm going to go back to products. So now we can see I'm starting to populate our different products. We have Marble Man, which is in the category of human, and Palm Bliss, which is in the category of poster. I'm going to go ahead and finish editing the rest of these files. And once again, I will return once I have completed it all. All right, so I've gone ahead and edited the rest of the products. As you can see, we have a mix of human categories where I put a few pictures of different faces, as well as a poster category where it is more of a background type kind of digital art. For example, 2024 Sanctuary. This is the product. We have the nice image. We made sure it's virtual downloadable. Be sure to add your file here with the file name and the file URL. For example, sanctuary_HD, and we can go through the process of uploading the file as we did earlier with the correct category and product tags, as well as short description and long descriptions. So I'm going to click on update, and I will go back to my product page. And from here, I'm going to just simply go back to my dashboard. And let's have a look at our website, shall we? Let's open it up in a new tab. Here we have Sam Art for the digital world. Soon we're going to be able to fix all of our buttons over here. But as we see, we now have our products that started to update and populate our shortcode, our WooCommerce shortcodes that was explained earlier in the videos. So from here, we can click on a product, for example, and it brings us to our single product page for our Marble Man. We can add to cart. This is the short description along with the long description, related products. We can see that all the prices and the sale prices have correctly been shown. We can click on add to cart. We can see that our cart updated on top. We can either click there or click here, view cart. We can see already that our store has started to take form. So let's go back to our home page. And let's start editing the buttons to bring us to our art page. So our art page will be our page where it'll display our art instead of books. So we can go ahead and start editing this page. Okay, so now we're going to start editing this page to make it look like our art store instead of a bookstore. I'm going to go ahead on the top and click on Edit with Elementor. Like earlier, I'm going to go ahead and close the navigator. And from here, I'm going to change this from books to my digital artwork. And let's go back to ChatGPT and get a little subheading for this. So I'm going to go ahead and even copy this title. I'm going to go into ChatGPT and say, write to me a subheading for my digital art store page with title, copy paste my digital artwork, give this a moment. Like I said earlier, it's been slow lately, but worth the wait in my opinion. Meanwhile, we can go back to our other page while it loads. And here, instead of new release, so let's replace this picture with a picture of one of my digital artworks. Let's do edit image. And over here, choose image. And let's choose the same image that was on our home page. So we're going to click here, select. Once again, I believe the image is a little bit too large. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to go to Style and play around with this slider for the max width percentage until you think it's an appropriate size. Let's have a look. That looks pretty clean to me. Okay, let's go back to ChatGPT for a moment. Oh, there's been a network error. We can try to regenerate. It is not an issue if it will not work. We will create one naturally, my digital artwork. And let's call this artwork here. Let's click on edit title. Let's call this Leaf Man. And instead of new release, we can click here, and I'm going to change this to fresh art. Is ChatGPT working? Sure. So here's our subheading. Let's go ahead and copy that. Control C, back to Elementor. And over here, I'm going to click on Edit Text Editor, or at this point, you can just click on the element. Select all, Control V, paste. Beautiful. Fresh art, Leaf Man. So let's get some text for over here. I'm going to write me a subheading for my digital art piece called Leaf Man. Okay, perfect. Let's grab this. Control C, back to Elementor. Let's click over here, highlight all this and paste. And I can say, write me 2 sentences about the above. Okay, let's grab some of that. Let's grab this. Let's see how it looks. It might be too long. A little bit long. And so let's remove this sentence. Perfect. Once again, every time I'm happy with a certain section, I'm going to go ahead and click on Update. And let's keep scrolling down. Like I said, this section looks a little bit funky on the Elementor editor, and that's only because this is a shortcode and the final result will really only appear on the website page. So nothing to worry about over here. But let's change this from more books to view more of my art. Perfect. Let's click on Update. Okay, I'm going to close this tab. I'm going to keep this open. I'm going to go back to my dashboard over here, and let's open up our website in a new tab. And let's go to my art page. And this is what we have. My digital artwork with the subheadings all done with ChatGPT. We have perhaps my new piece that I'm trying to promote, and all the buttons I'm going to fix later and show you how to. And here we have the remainder of my art pieces, as well as our footer and above footer, which appears on all of our pages. So I am pleased with this page. We can go ahead and start to work on the About Artist page. Once again, I'm going to be using ChatGPT to fill this in, but of course, if this is your own website, you may put your own personal information. So this is purely an Elementor kind of edit. So let's go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. And on the top, we have About Author. Let's change this to About Artist. Let's go to ChatGPT and find a subheading. Write me a subheading for About Artist, comma, where I am a digital artist. Okay, we'll let that load and go to the previous tab. Okay, it's coming right now. Perfect. Let's copy this, go back to our other page, and let's select all of this and hit on paste. Okay. Let's keep this to one line, so let's remove a word. Okay. Let's change this to, so if we click on this element here, we can see that this is one that's called testimonial. Here we have an icon of a quotation mark. So let's click on this. Let's change the name to my name, which is Sam Johnson. And I'm going to find a quote. Now I'm going to say in ChatGPT, now write me a short quote from the artist. Give that a moment. That looks great to me. Control C. Let's go here, change this dummy text. Okay, we can make it a little bit shorter. Perfect. We can go ahead and edit the images as we did previously. Award-winning author, we can write award-winning artist. Now let's find a piece of text for over here in ChatGPT. Write me a piece of text to go under About Artist. Give that a moment to populate a response. Okay, sorry. Instead of About Artist, I wanted to write award-winning artist. So in ChatGPT, I can simply do now redo for award-winning winning artist. And it's going to redo the previous prompts without having to repeat, which I find pretty neat. Okay, this is spitting out a pretty decent response. I'm probably happy with this length, so I'm going to go ahead and stop and copy these two paragraphs. Control C, go back to Elementor. These are actually presented as 3 different text editors. That's okay. So let's start with the first one. Select all of this. Control V. Okay. I'm going to cut this paragraph here and paste it in this section over here. That looks great. So this section, we have what's called a counter element, and if we click on edit counter, you're able to set a counter for any kind of metric that you would like to promote. It could be number of years in the business, it could be, as we see here, number of copies sold, number of books, number of clients advised, could be an amount of funds raised. So instead of copies sold, we have a lot of options here to change the values and basically put whatever we like. So instead of copies sold, we can keep it at 100K, and we can write copy, or we can say copies downloaded. Okay, and here, instead of saying 19 books, we can say 19 award winnings. Okay, and instead of 4 rewards, let's edit this and try to do something a little bit more funky. We can do 12, and the suffix, we can put a plus symbol, and we can write 12 years of art. We can change the duration of this animation by increasing or decreasing the milliseconds over here. So this is now going to be at 3.5 seconds, as we can see. This is just to change different effects. We have the awards over here, which we can copy from the home page. Feel free to even delete or add other ones. I'm not going to go through this process, as it's really similar to the process in the beginning. And likewise over here, we can have a timeline. Let's use ChatGPT. This would be an interesting one. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 periods of time. So let's ask GPT, write me a 5-item timeline of my career as a digital artist, with the years and short description for each. I'm really curious to see how this one's going to turn out, but you'd be quite surprised with the functionality of this ChatGPT. Timeline of my career. This is exactly what I wanted. If we go back quickly to the Elementor tab, we can see that, this is precisely the format that I was searching for. So we have 2010. Let's copy this title here. Let's edit. This is a heading, so let's change this to 2010. click on this heading, paste, and let's take perhaps one sentence of this description and paste. So I'm going to go ahead and populate the rest very quickly. 2013. Okay, let's take this piece of text. (2013). Let's keep going. Now we're gonna have one for 2016. Okay. Oops. 2016. Here there's an extra space, I can see it. Let's take a sentence. Okay, perfect. (2018). Let's copy this and paste this here. Let's change this date to 2018 and take a sentence. Okay. Let's paste this over here. And finally, we have 2022, celebrating success. Awesome. Let's paste this and grab a sentence. Okay, doesn't really matter, and paste. And maybe remove a sentence. Perfect. So we have our timeline built. Thank you, ChatGPT. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on update. And I'm also gonna go ahead and edit these images as I have shown you previously. Okay, excellent. So images are done. Let's click on update. Let's close this tab and go back to our dashboard, open up our website in a new tab. And if we click on about artist, we have our page fully filled with our information. Beautiful. So we have our blog section, which I'm going to show you a little bit later. And our contact page, which is what I'm actually going to be editing next. So for this contact page, we have a little bit of text to fill out. We have some email links, a contact form from WP Forms, as well as some social icons. If we keep scrolling down, we have a little section over here with another contact button and a newsletter sign up, as we have on all pages because of the footer. So let's go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. Contact. Let's go to ChatGPT to find a little subheading over here. And let's write a prompt. Write me a subheading for my contact page. And what's interesting is that you don't need to keep repeating for my, digital art store as an artist. Because you're staying within the same chat, ChatGPT knows how to kind of like keep your previous information. It's quite smart. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this text, go back to Elementor, select all of this and paste. I don't like it on 2 lines really. And let's do something like that. Here we have Mail Me, and this is an icon box, as we can see. Here they have it as their email addresses are found in the description, but these will not be clickable links. So I'm going to fix this right now. And what we need to do is actually remove this description completely. Okay, and I'm going to go to the Elements button over here. And I'm simply going to put a heading underneath of the Mail Me. Right over, sometimes it's hard to get it just right. I want it just below. Okay, perfect. HTML tag, I'm going to drop this to maybe a heading 5 or even a heading 6. We'll do heading 5. And here I'm going to put a piece of text such as info at samart.com, for example. And in the link, we will have to type mail to : and then you put the email address that you would like to use. Of course, this button is not going to work, but for now we'll leave it as such. And let's change the style of the text color where text color, we can keep it this color actually, that's fine. And we're going to click on update as always. This is our another heading, a subheading. Here, let's change this text, send a message. Feel free to comment on my work, my vision, my art. And over here, as shown earlier, this is just a WP form element, and we were using the contact form. And similarly over here, if we click on edit social icons, we have our different icons depending on which social platforms you're connected to. And each one you can click. You can change the icon. You can add the link to your Facebook page, for example. And if we scroll down, here we have another contact me section, which sounds a little bit redundant since we're already on a contact page. So really what I'm going to do is simply click on X, delete this whole section, click on update. Okay, let's go ahead and close this tab, go back to our home page, open up our website in a new page. And if we go to contact, our page is simple, clean, straight to the point. So let's review. Homepage, we're going to have some buttons to fix, which I'm waiting to finish the blog section, which I'm going to get to next. An About Me section with our awards, some of our art, another button to fix, and some sessions to fill out if you had YouTube videos, along with latest blog posts. Okay, So let's go visit the blog post page. Okay, so we need to start editing our blog post page. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. These are some dummy blog posts that came with our theme. So here I'm going to close this tab, go back to our dashboard, and on the left here we have a posts tab. This hello world is one that comes with all templates. I'm going to go ahead and send this to the trash. And let's start editing this post. Okay. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and write me a prompt saying, write me 3 blog post titles regarding my digital art store. Okay, and after that I'm gonna say, write me 3 articles, write me 3 short articles for the above 3 titles. We're going to give this a moment. And as you know, this is just going to be a very high-level example on how to edit your blog posts over here. So we're going to let this continue. Okay, so we're about to finish the third one. So let's go back up and grab the first title, copy, go back to WordPress, paste the title. It's a little bit long, but let's perhaps remove this bit of text over here. Okay, and let's grab the article and let's start removing these blocks. How can I remove this? Let's remove this and let's paste the block over here. Perfect. And on the right hand side, we have the post section where I am going to select a featured image. I'm going to replace the image just as we did earlier. And in this case, I am going to upload a new image over here. Set featured image and click on update. Now we're going to go back on our view post button, open up our, well, here we can see in the post that the first one has officially changed and there's categories to be changed as well if we wish. When I go to my blog page, we can see that our first blog popped up. And here we have our blog post. So I'm going to go back to our posts and I will edit the remaining 2 posts as we did earlier, and I'll get back to you very shortly. All right, so I finished the remaining 2 blog posts. So if we go back to our website and now click on blog, we can see that we have successfully updated the 3 blogs So if we go back to our home and we scroll down, okay, we now need to edit this section to show our latest blog posts. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. So for this section where we want to show our latest blog posts, we're going to actually need to download a plugin for this. So I'm going to go back to our dashboard and actually on the left go down to plugins, and I'm going to search for something called I think it's called blog post. Oops, sorry, I'm gonna have to do add new and search for blog post, and this is the one, the post grid. I'm going to click on install now, activate. It's going to bring me to this page, and here resource type, I'm going to select Elementor because that's the editor that we're going to be using. Click on save changes. Let's go back to our Elementor page. I'm just going to click on update, and I'm going to actually refresh this page so that our plugin loads. And now when we scroll down, okay, I'm going to actually remove the elements in this section completely. I'm going to actually go ahead and delete this intersection, and I'm going to go here to my elements tab. It's already open, and now we can see that the post grid, we have some new elements to choose from, some paid and some free. So let's take one of these free ones. We can take the grid layout and we simply can drag it onto the page here and drop it. Let's see what happens. And when you look at that, we now have a beautiful blog post preview section, but I want to make this a little bit more appealing. So we can edit this element as we always did, and if we go to settings, we can select and unselect. For example, here I want to remove the title, section title. I'm going to remove this. So we have post title, post thumbnail, an excerpt. We can keep the excerpt. It's quite interesting. I'm going to show you how to make it look a little bit better. Metadata is okay. Let's remove the author, and let's remove the category. So we have the dates, which are obviously wrong. That's okay. As well as the excerpt and the read more button, which will bring you to the actual page of the blog. If we go down into the settings where the excerpt is, for example, we can set a character limit to, let's say, 100, offering perhaps, a sentence or two. Let's leave it at 125. Here we can see that there's a little bit of a imbalance with the number of lines, and that's because this title is excessively long. I'm going to go and edit that in a moment. But as we can see, if we go into content on the left and then query build, this is how this element actually knows to pull which elements into the grid. So for example, we don't have much settings here. We have order by date, descending order, And we can put a limit to the number of posts. We can say 3, we can say 6. Let's just keep it down to 3. And let's click on update. And let's close this page and let's go back to our posts. And I wanted to just do a quick edit and actually reduce this post title, and click on update. And now we open up our website once again, and we scroll down. We see that we have our nice section for our latest blog posts, where we can click on one and it'll bring us to our actual post page. Okay, and a few final steps. Let's go ahead and start changing the buttons. I'm going to click on Edit with Elementor. And I'm going to go over to this Buy Now and click on Edit the button. And the link I'm going to remove and just start typing, for example, art. And this is actually the art page, which is going to bring me to our art page here. And this read sample, instead of read sample, I wanted to go perhaps to one of our posts, let's say from pixels to possibilities. So actually I just need to start typing from pixels to possibilities. It's going to bring me directly to the pixels to possibilities page. We can scroll down to our read more section. Likewise, I want this to go to my about artist page. I can start typing about artist. Perfect. Shop all art. We can also just start typing art. Latest blog post. These buttons are already configured, and we can click on update. Let's close this tab and let's go back to our website one last time. So our homepage is buttons are all done. If we click on Buy Now, it brings us to our art page, and our read sample button brings us to our blog. And likewise, read more brings us to my about artist page. On my art page, likewise, we have a button over here. Let's just quickly edit with Elementor. Buy now. Let's change this to let's say I had a product. I don't actually have a product called Leaf Man, but I have one called Marble Man. So we can click Marble Man. It'll bring me to the Marble Man product page. Click on update. We can close this tab, reopen the website, and I think this explains all the buttons. Buttons are all configured, and right now I'm sitting pretty happy with how this website looks. So I'm pretty happy with the end result of our website. And I showed you how to change all of our products. These are now all digital products, where we can view them, read the description. Users can leave reviews. We can view our cart and eventually proceed to checkout once we set up WooCommerce. And that's going to be pretty much one of the last steps. So let's go ahead and close this tab. And on the left hand side, I'm going to go down to WooCommerce. And from here, there's going to be a very step-by-step explanation on how to fill up your store details. You will need to set up payments. You'll be able to use a WooCommerce payment gateway. It's very simple and the fees are very straightforward and explained. You're also able to use other payment providers such as Stripe and PayPal payments. It's a very easy walkthrough. And of course, there's perhaps some less popular payment gateways where you can see a whole list of them if you wanted to. And once you have this set up, WooCommerce here on the left, we have orders coming in, we have customers, there's all kinds of settings to be playing around with, and it's a very powerful payment gateway. It's a very powerful platform for you to start taking payments online, especially for digital products.